Army TV is visiting the 155th Separate Mechanized Brigade Anna of Kyiv today. We've got a full unpacking of the Leopard 2A4 tank. The guys trained in France and Poland, all fully funded by Paris, including the entire equipment package for this brigade. They provided the Leclercs, but the Germans also stepped up and gave us Leopard 2A4s.
This is the Leopard 2A4, a German-made tank our partners supplied to help defend our country.
What would you say about its specs? The gun, for example?
The main gun is 120 millimeters. Compared to our old Soviet tanks, it's extremely accurate. The key is just to properly set your shot. And it hits the same point every time, no matter what type of round you're firing.
What about the armor? I understand the dynamic protection is already your addition, right?
Yeah, the reactive armor is our Ukrainian modification. Same type of armor we use on our T-64s and T-72s, the old Soviet models.
Support the channel with a like and subscribe.
Simply put, this is the commander's onboard computer with a control handle that's actually really convenient to hold. My main workspace is the commander's sight. It's up top. And the joystick I use to control it. There's the radio, the power settings to turn the sight on or off, and I can switch views to see what the gunner sees, just to confirm or pick a more priority target.
I see everything's in German inside.
Yeah.
So how do you even know what's what?
We just memorized everything during training, in German, and that's it. At first it was super uncomfortable, but honestly, most of it's intuitive. The instructors themselves studied in German, so they knew every device, every switch, all labeled in German. You get used to it. You start memorizing the terms, everything's literally in German. And since I can speak a bit of Polish at an intermediate level, and my English is decent, maybe above average now, or maybe just average, I definitely have found English easier. But once the technical terminology starts flying, you're like, yeah, that's it, that's the word. A lot of it just sticks in muscle memory. Later, when an instructor tells you, turn this, that, and that on, you just go, okay, that one, that one. And you already know exactly what does what. Over time, it becomes natural. Even when you're chatting with the crew and something's not working, you'll say like, this thing's acting up, how do I fix it? And they'll toss in a few German words and you're like, wait, seriously? And they go, yeah, seriously. And you just laugh, like, ah, damn, I didn't know that. And everyone gets it right away.
Okay, name a few of those German words you use here.
Verkantung, Kraftschrichtlein. There are modes, Standbein, Beobachtung, Turmaus, stuff like that. Sight here. You see that everywhere. That's one of the first things you've got to memorize. Once you know those, everything else starts to make sense.
And how do you view and control all that?
Horizontal, vertical axis.
Sight to here?
Right. Beobachtung means observation or standby. Standby roughly means full operational power. And Turmaus is manual control mode. I'm the senior driver mechanic for the Leopard 2A4. The vehicle runs excellent, very maneuverable, very fast. Its handling is really light. The headset, the comms with the commander, they hold up very well. It's driven with an automatic gearbox. To my right is the handbrake. That's the hatch, close open, the night light and the steering wheel. To my left are the fuses, the heater switches, the pumps, the ignition lock, the start button, tachometer, speedometer, temperature, fuel tank. There are 3 small windows here. That's where we have all the breakers, the ones that might trip and the ones that shouldn't. The lights turn on. The emergency instrument lighting comes on.
Tell me, how does your loading go?
It goes like this. One hand here, the other hand here, one foot here, the other foot here, and you take this stance.
Okay, you need to load. What do you do?
The commander gives me the order. I control the loader's panel. I open my magazine. I take the appropriate round. I close the magazine, bring the round in, press fire, and wait to shoot.
What's the rate of fire like?
The biggest combat run I had? I put rounds out 7 times at rapid fire.
7 in a minute?
No, over 3 to 4 minutes.
Theoretically, how many could you sustain?
You can do 15.
Heavy rounds?
From 22 kilograms, approximately 48.5 pounds.
You got a bit pumped?
A little. There's no really tricky physical work here. The computer does a lot. If something trips, you press, load, return to combat position and wait to fire.
So is a Leopard and a T-64 like a Lada and a Mercedes?
Like everyone says? Yeah. It's like hopping into a new foreign car. Comfort? Work-wise, it's comfortable. More room than a T-64.
I get the impression Western kit is just roomier, because in the Soviet stuff there's basically none.
More room, because there's space for a loader. We have a 4th crew member here, the loader. In Soviet designs, you get an autoloader, a mechanism, an automatic loader. That's why there's less space in them.
And what about crew safety?
Crew safety. Yeah, that's one of the key things here. The ammo is stored in a separate armored compartment. If there's a direct hit, sure, the crew will take a concussion from the blast. But all the shells will detonate inside that sealed container, and it won't kill the crew. We've already had real cases. Our guys went out to combat positions, they got hit, FPV drones struck them, and the Leopard held up. It's seriously tough. This machine can take punishment. The thermal imager here is amazing, honestly. I'd never used a thermal scope before in my life. When I turned it on for the first time, I was like, damn, that's awesome, that's really awesome. You zoom in, zoom out, move around, and you're just grinning like an idiot. I don't even know how to describe some of it. It's all emotions. When you sit in it, feel the engine roar, it moves, you fire a shot, you're like, hell yeah, that's power. You just feel it. That's how it should be told, with emotion. I can't just sit here and talk about it flat and serious. It doesn't fit.
That's actually a great way to tell it.
Well, I mean, it's just a damn cool machine. I like driving it, and honestly, I like fighting in it too. Yeah, I really do.
You know, it's kinda unfair. Some tankers are on T-64s or T-72s, and you got the Leopard right away.
Well, damn.
Not your fault, huh?
Yeah, not my fault. Like, guys, I didn't choose it. They came and told me, you'll be on this one. I said, okay. They gave it to me. So I took it. What's there is what's there. I mean, what can I even say to that?
So how did you end up in the 155th in the first place?
From the very start?
Yeah.
I came, signed up, went to the draft office. They told me, there's a new brigade being formed. I said, all right, fine. Literally the next day, they drove me there.
And you trained in France, right?
Half in France, half in Poland. Because in Poland, they've got their own Leopard training program. One of the biggest in Europe. Maybe the biggest in Europe, actually. I don't remember exactly. Didn't really look into it that deep. But yeah, no, it's the biggest one. Yeah, the biggest Leopard training school in Europe, focused purely on these tanks.
How come you know Polish?
I'm from Lviv, man. Over there, it's easy. You get Polish tourists coming in all the time. I used to work as a waiter once. That's where I picked up a bit of the language. Plus, I used to visit my grandma's village not far from the Polish border. She'd say some words in Polish here and there, and I'd be like, hey, I know that one. And that's how it stuck. It just came naturally.